Good afternoon. I'm Brooke McDonald, National Digital Content Director for Make It Better Media Group. Thank you for joining us today for this virtual event, Expert Fitness Tips to Become Your Best Self. Most of us kick off a new year with renewed enthusiasm and intentions for a better, healthier, more rewarding year ahead. You may be off to a great start and eager to keep that momentum going. Or you may have already joined the 80% of people annually who abandon their New Year's resolutions, typically by the end of February. Either way, today we have an incredible panel of fitness experts here to share inspiration and tips to help you reach your goals. I'm thrilled to be joined by Warren Gendel, co-founder and CEO of Club Evexia in Mill Valley, California, and Jake and JT Peterson, co-owners of Studio 30 in Mill Valley. Warren, Jake, and JT, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to begin by hearing from Warren, followed by Jake and JT, and then we'll move on to the discussion portion of our program. A reminder to our audience, our panelists would love to answer your questions, so please submit them using the Q&A tab to the right of your screen. And if you see a question you like, you can upvote it, and we'll be sure to get to that one first. And now, I'd like to introduce Warren Gendel, co-founder and CEO of Club Evexia in Mill Valley, opening February 15th. Warren started his first company immediately out of college, turning it into a multi-million-dollar business. He then went on to launch and oversee the expansion of another company that has emerged as a highly acclaimed global enterprise. A collaborative leader with more than 30 years of executive management and business development experience in the health and fitness industry, Warren has pioneered one of the fastest growing and nationally acclaimed healthy lifestyle centers just for kids, and founded a company that provides customized and personalized fitness systems to individuals and large organizations across the Western United States. Warren, thank you so much for being here. I'll turn it over to you now.
Thank you, Brooke, and good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me this beautiful day. We have very little time, so for me, I'd like to talk about one important topic, especially during this pandemic that we're all facing, the sedentary aspects of our lives and all the unknowns. The main important ingredient for me is all about your mental health, and that's such an important topic to understand, because if your mental health isn't there, then your body's not going to follow you. And so for me, it's really about how you start your day every day. So this is a challenge for all the listeners, and really think about how you actually really start your morning and how it progresses throughout the day. So starting the day very positive is such an important role on anything that you do throughout the day. And for me, it's about the challenge of breaking that routine that everybody's used to. And I'm going to give you an example. If you're a person that wakes up at 6 a.m. every morning or 7 a.m. every morning, and you get up and you're just starting your day and you feel like you're behind and you're rushing throughout the whole day, you're better off taking your time, starting your day 15 minutes earlier before you actually have your normal time that you wake up. For example, 6 a.m., I'm going to set my alarm for the first week at 5:45. And what that means is when I get up at 5:45, I'm going to take those 15 minutes to wake up, meditate, breathe, and just take that time to relax and really experience what my day is going to be like. By the time your normal routine starts, which would be your 6 a.m., you have accomplished so much more in that 15 minutes that you're way ahead of the game. After that first week, then I want you to increase it to 5:30. Now you have a half hour before your normal time, and that half hour you find yourself doing some yoga, some push-ups, some abdominal work, or even going for a walk. But the minute you start breaking that normal routine and start getting your mental health involved, you will make all the differences in the world, the changes that you face in the day, your productivity. It's amazing just by changing that, starting your routine, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and all of a sudden you're an hour before you normally wake up. At that time, you're going to find yourself really maybe thinking you want to go to a facility and start working out. But I stress the way you can really start your productivity day and your mental health is everything that's going to follow. There's no magic pill out there. There's people, time and convenience is the number one factor people start losing their interest in fitness or wellness. So challenge yourself with your mental aspect and really focus on, again, that mental health. Get up 15 minutes before your normal routine, take that time for yourself, and then gradually get up earlier and earlier and see what happens in your normal day. So, Brooke, I'm going to hand that off to you now.
Thanks, Warren. I'm sure that our audience will have a lot of questions for you. So just a reminder to drop those into the chat. And now we are going to first hear from Jake and JT Peterson. Jake is co-owner and head trainer at Studio 30 in Mill Valley. Like his older brother and Studio 30 co-owner, JT, Jake fell in love with athletics through Pop Warner football, which he continued until injury put a wrench in his dreams of going pro. Jake incorporates his years of rigorous and regimented training experience into his Studio 30 program design, supporting high-profile clients like Oakland Raiders quarterback Derek Carr. Co-owner JT also brings decades of experience to his clients. His technical skills and fitness philosophy reflect the many outstanding mentors, coaches, and trainers he has had since starting his athletic career at a young age. JT cites the setbacks from multiple sports injuries and surgeries as key moments that have shaped his career, contributing to his mental toughness, empathy, and commitment to helping others avoid the training mistakes he made. He also believes in using his years of experience to make a positive impact beyond the studio walls, which he does by coaching CYO basketball, assistant coaching varsity football at Tamalpais High School, and serving on the board of Zero Breast Cancer. Jake and JT, thank you so much for joining us. I'll turn it over to you now.
Thank you, Brooke.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I'm JT.
And I'm Jake.
And today we're going to touch on exactly what we do. We are Studio 30. We're the nation's premier cardio strength training studio. We focus on cardio strength training and group workouts. Our workouts are 30 minutes long. And cardio strength training is a version of high intensity interval training. So we make sure our clients get results in a safely way, and they're feeling comfortable and confident with each movement. Today we're going to touch on 3 topics. We're going to touch on a holistic approach to living, dopamine detox, high performance, and increasing your willpower. So we're looking forward to getting more to the conversation about those topics and how we can help serve you.
Yeah, we're first going to go over dopamine detox, which means that basically you want to get your body to its natural state of energy. So some things that you can help get your body there is obviously, your morning routine, starting your day off with something that is going to help promote blood flow. And also, not giving so much of your energy away towards extra stimulants and outside sources. So some ways to do that is you can minimize your caffeine intake along with your alcohol, sugar, and also cutting back on screen time. Now this helps your body to get to its natural state and also helps to fight against fatigue and dehydration, which is some contributing factors to the lack of energy and what you can produce.
Yeah, and also too, organization is very important. So to increase your willpower is something that we focus on, and that definitely frees up space for your schedule and for yourself. So being organized is number one. So scheduling your workouts out, knowing what you're going to do for your workouts, especially this time of year because it is the new year. It's important that we stay committed to our goals and committed to yourself and not compromising on not being able to not follow through with being healthy every day because it's super important for yourself and for your family. So organizing your workouts, knowing what you're going to do during those workouts are super important because it's going to be efficient. If you go to the gym or you go to a location where if you're just going out, you're just doing a workout, you're getting frustrated because you're not feeling like you completed it at your best, and you're not feeling the improvements of your body, that could be frustrating. So being organized frees up space and increases your willpower, especially once you complete a workout and you feel accomplished about that, you carry that energy with you throughout the entire day. And that ultimately leads to high performance and what we're going to touch on next.
Yeah, high performance. So you really want to make sure that the way that you're going to get your body to reach its high performance is ultimately blood flow, hydration, oxygen, and cardio strength training helps promote this state of mind. And eliminating certain things in your life will ultimately help, you refocus and stay on a strict path. So starting with organizing and scheduling your weekly workouts, also your meal plans. This is going to help free up space because it's already tracked out. And when it comes to working out, being fully committed, let nothing get in the way of that, because ultimately that's going to help with the cleansing and the hydrating, which is necessary for optimal health and high performance.
Yeah, so it's important, and we're excited to help out in any way that we can. Thank you, Brooke.
So yeah, back
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you both. Well, let's move on to our discussion and Q&A portion. Another reminder, send us your questions. First of all, both Warren and Jake and JT, all three of you, your studio and your club are both in Mill Valley. We have listeners and or we have audience from all over the country here with us today, but tell us a little more about what a client gets coming to each of your locations, just so that that might help guide some of our audience questions as well.
That's great. Thank you again, Brooke. So Club Evexia, located here in Mill Valley, we're about 25,000 square feet. You see a ladder behind me. We're actually opening, or I'll launch February 15th. We're a place where we're looking at fitness, wellness meets social, a social club. We have 3,000 square feet of deck space, which we were going to be running some beautiful outdoor yoga classes right on the bay there. Some TRX classes, so group fitness classes. We also want our members to understand that once they finish their workout, we just want them to chill out. So we have an area that we're combining, which is a co-working lounge space. So we want to build a community here in Mill Valley, very exclusive, very, very much on the level. We're going to cap it out at a certain number, but we're very educated oriented. So every member that walks in, we want to be able to do a baseline scanning results for them. So we measure their exact fitness level, anywhere from their visceral, which is your organ fats, or your body weight, your lean muscle mass. So we really want to take an individual and understand their level of fitness and really provide a roadmap for them. We also have a nice recovery area where we're bringing in some infrared saunas for members to enjoy. As I mentioned earlier in my conversation, the mental health aspect of it. Recovery is everything. So we're really focused on cultural change. Again, this pandemic has really damaged people's routines, their mindsets. They're missing the engagement with, you got the virtual, fitness. We want to bring the culture back in house. Beautiful fitness facility, state-of-the-art equipment, very top level personal trainers, and owner operated. So I will be here every day engaging with our members. 35 years of experience in this industry. It's very passionate about it. So all ages are welcome. All fitness levels are welcome. A very non-intimidating but very comfortable place to come and enjoy yourself. Our goal again is to have people hang out here for a couple hours at a time. So we're super excited in being here in Southern Marin and bringing a lifestyle change that is well needed in our communities globally as well. So super excited to be here.
Thank you. And Jake and JT, tell us a little more about the experience of coming to Studio 30.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest difference between us and other places is when you come in here, anyone from our community comes in for a workout, we already got the workout taken care of. So we know what you're going to be doing. Our workouts are super simple and super beneficial. We focus on cardio strength training. So you show up, you walk in, we do a 5-minute warm up. We demonstrate each exercise for a 30-minute workout. That's our goal for each workout, to hit 30 minutes. And then we do a 5-minute cool down stretch. So the difference between us and other places is you don't need to know what to do. You just need to show up and enjoy the workout with us.
Is there an optimal amount of days a week that someone would do your cardio strength training workouts?
Yeah, I mean, optimally 3 to 4 times a week is ideal. Obviously, if you could push yourself a little bit more, it's just going to help with detoxifying, cleansing the body out, and getting you prepared for whatever that is that you're training for. If it's for your kids or a career, it's just going to give you a lot more energy and support. So our workouts are all program designed, so we make sure that we're not focusing on the same areas. Also, we're really big on stabilizing joints and ligaments, which taps in, ultimately is the core, building up the core strength. And with all that, I mean, it helps decrease body fat and increases lean muscle. So that's our key goal and difference between other studios, is that we want people to come in and, get an efficient workout and then get on their way.
Thank you. That sounds great. So a question has come in for Warren. Warren, how does you talked about, setting a routine in the morning, starting with 15 minutes, extending your amount of time that you have for yourself in the morning to sort of set your intentions for your day. How does one continue to stay motivated with that new routine? It's, oh boy, now that alarm's going off 45 minutes early, but I don't really need to get up 45 minutes earlier. Any recommendations there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So again, it relates back to over the mental health and the mental power that you have to challenge yourself with. Now, what happens is once you do it several times, you're going to realize how effective that is. In the days that you feel like you don't want to get up, your mind has to go back to when you first did it and you were like, wow, now it's 7:00, my normal time, but I feel so much more productive. So it's really channeling your thought process on what you're going to feel like if you can get self-motivated to get you to that point. There's days I'm a 5 a.m. person when I work out, and the days that I feel sluggish, really tired, I tell myself, get up, think about how you feel when you leave the facility, and I feel like $1 million. So over time, repetition, muscle memory is everything. So as you start doing it, you're going to start understanding how you're going to feel. So again, you just have to be self-disciplined. But then there's places like Studio 30. You get up there, you go, and the guest work is taken care of. They take care of that. So, there's a different style for everybody. But starting your day is the most important way to really get yourself self-motivated. Remember, just think about how you feel that day when you're trying to get up at another time.
You start to crave that good feeling, right?
That's right.
So this is really a question for both of you about, people coming in the door at different fitness levels or different needs. We'll start with Jake and JT. Is the class the same for everyone, or would someone come in the door with a set physical goal or problem, or, you've talked, I know you've both overcome injuries. Is that something that, you might do targeted workouts with people if they have certain needs, or does everybody do the same thing in a class?
Yeah, we treat the classes as it's a bar set. So our goal is to meet you where you're at, though. Personally, I've had 7 surgeries, 3 knee surgeries, 3 shoulder surgeries, and an Achilles tendon rupture. Chase had surgery on his elbow. So us growing up as athletes, it's very challenging at times to make sure that we're not getting injured. So what we want to do is when clients show up, that's our main focus, is making sure that everyone is feeling that we're meeting them exactly where they are. Letting them know the tempo that we have, you're going to reach that. You're going to get there. And our job is to help modify each exercise for you so you know what to do in class, so you feel confident. We're all going at one time in one synergy, so no one's standing out and looking out of place. We're all in one sync motion. So for that, we meet you where you're at, and we can modify. We do modify each exercise if we need to be, if there needs to be a modification for each movement. So that's what we focus on for sure. We definitely meet you where you're at, and we want you to make sure you're feeling strong. We want to make sure you reach your goals. That's number one, and feeling that accomplishment from yourself, and knowing that you earned it, and how you did it too. Like, that's important. Making sure you know how you reached your fitness goals, so you know how to do it for the rest of your life, is important for us.
That's great. Thanks. And Warren, when Club Evexia opens and and when a new client comes in, I assume that they probably would be able to set their kind of goals too. And you have such a menu of services. You want to talk a little bit about how, different types of people might gravitate towards different offerings that you have?
Absolutely. So first thing we want to really understand about our members is we're really trying to get them on this evolved measuring tool, which will give them the whole baseline fitness level. But we're rolling out, whether it's group fitness classes, we have 50 classes a week, from all fitness levels to the wellness side, the yogas, the mat Pilates, to high intensity exercise programs. But more importantly, we're taking any fitness level, and our instructors are really engaged and really understand how to accommodate people that have never done a certain class. And so we really take the time to help those individuals better themselves for that class. So it's almost, there's no egos here. So we're really trying to engage with every member. So between the 50 classes a week, and then we also have small group personal training, which is a more intimate style, which is up to 8 people per class, taught by one of our certified trainers. And those are more specific oriented movements, So we'll have a variety of small group training classes, whether it's kettlebells or stretching the mobilities with a small amount of people. We also are going to be offering fitness challenges as well. And then we have our standard, one-on-one personal trainers that we highly recommend. For us, we have 3 sessions that we like to offer. It's a crazy statistic. 75% of people only use 10% of a fitness center. They only know what they know, right? So we want to crack that code. And our whole approach is, at the least bare minimum, if you work with one of our trainers for those 3 sessions, we're almost guaranteeing that you'll be able to use the whole facility 100%. And that means the world to people, right? So our approach is also to take dedicated people that are just yogis, then get them over to the other side of our facility and educate them on a suspension training class, like a TRX class. So it just creates this cross-pollination of everybody using our facility 100%. Then we have, our lounge on the deck. We have fire pits. We have a whole outdoor furniture area where we want members just to relax, share their successes, share their weaknesses, and really collaborate with each other. So I think on the mental health too, it brings everybody up to this next level here. Most of the facilities sell memberships and just hope you never come. We're the opposite. We want our members to come. We're trying to get every member to show up at least 9 times the first month. And if we're successful with that, we pretty much know that they'll stick with us for at least 18 months. But it's that first month, it's our job to make sure that experience is really meaningful for them.
Now, you've both talked about Warren, highlighting the social aspect, and Jake and JT really talking about the small group workout experience. And, being in this never-ending pandemic, I think that social component is really important. And for a lot of people who haven't necessarily been super comfortable to do lots of different social things, getting to a gym or working out is one of the things that, people have gotten out of the house to do. So how important, and what have you seen from that experience of people kind of coming together? And, do you see your clients getting closer, particularly Jake and JT? Are people making friends in the studio and, going out for coffee afterwards? Tell us about how you think the pandemic has influenced that.
Well, yeah, I think, from being at home so much and being able to go to a space where it's an outlet from, day-to-day thoughts that can be, sometimes not the best, especially in this environment. But I think that being able to have that community, that support, and that network really helps to free up space in a lot of people's, mental health issues or difficulties. So I think that when you come into a space or a community that offers different varieties of fitness workouts and solutions, that ultimately it helps when you're in the middle of a workout and you got this blood flowing and endorphins going off. It also you go through the trenches with other members, and that also helps free up a lot of space. So yeah, we see our clients come in here all the time, and there are a lot. I mean, we see people coming back around, getting happy again and opening up again. So it's nice to see the benefits of people and interactions. It's so important, right? And when it gets stripped away, we start to realize how important that is and how much we missed it. And so having a space like a fitness facility and giving people the opportunity to reconnect is very uplifting and powerful,
Yeah, community is a big part of what we do and who we are, personally and as a brand. One of our mottos is you can't high five yourself, and so we're 18 months apart, us being brothers and, playing sports, we've been little kids, 6, 7 years old, all the way up to like what we're doing right now, so it's all about picking each other up, making sure that he's finishing through, he's feeling confident, and vice versa. So we do that with our clients. We want them to feel that same energy and that same motivation. And with that, you do see a lot more joy and happiness and a lot more ease of stress going down, which is the biggest factor, I think, and less cortisol in our bodies. And so you definitely see people interacting not better, but just that authenticity of people just wanting to see each other and hang out. And so this is a great opportunity for, our community and where we're at with today's day and age, and how we're moving right now. So it's nice to see people just get back to the swing of things and get back to themselves.
Yeah, Brooke, if you don't mind, that was well said too. Is we're also creating a place where we feel that people are going to come here just to check in and hang out, right, for the days of the recovery. So we can shift the mindset, have a go-to social place that it has all this positive energy, which is fitness and wellness, and they're actually coming here versus a Starbucks or somewhere else, or even a bar or something, and just be around the energy and the whole mindfulness of fitness and wellness. It's a really big deal. We provided a complimentary high-end coffee bar by our local company, Equator Coffee, out here for that purpose, so people can just start developing the lifestyles as we're trying to do. And for Studio 30 and myself, I think owner-operators is such a key element, because we're able to facilitate that and really build that community with who we are as fitness enthusiasts.
We're getting some more questions in from the audience now. Some good ones here. And this is the big question always. Jake and JT, any tips on breaking the endless cycle of yo-yo dieting and weight fluctuation? And I'm sure, Warren, you've got something to add there too, so please feel free to jump in as well.
Yeah, I think aiming for nutrient-dense foods, also setting yourself up where, there's so many different, techniques that are out there, but nutrient-dense foods and really setting yourself up where you can aid towards the detoxification of your body, right? Give you the energy that you need to get through your workouts. And what I see a lot is that a lot of times people don't eat frequently enough. And maybe when they do eat, the portions are a lot bigger than what they should be. So I think eating a little bit more consistently, I like to tell our clients every 2.5 to 3 hours, have a little something. It could be a handful of nuts, it could be an apple, but just making sure that your metabolism is active. So we're not retaining or holding on to any calories that we don't need. So you want to be able to use the food as energy to help support you throughout your day. That's very important. And also, looking at sugar or, certain carbohydrates as energy. And if you don't have anywhere for that energy to go, then you should eliminate that. So specifically in the evening time, right? Giving yourself about, maybe if you're eating at 8, get to bed by 10 o'clock. Don't consume anything in between that time. When you wake up in the morning time, have a fresh piece of fruit to help with that detoxification, get yourself well hydrated. And then, try out those different types of techniques. That should really help with at least managing your weight and your insulin levels.
Yeah. And also, staying committed to just not getting too hard on yourself and knowing that it's a process, health and wellness. And this is a process for everybody, even health professionals. We all battle with our higher self and lower self and doing what we can do to stay in our highest state so we can constantly improve. So, not being too hard on yourself, but keeping it simple and staying committed to who you are and your goals for yourself. Because especially if you're a mother or father of a family, it's important that you take care of yourself, you nourish yourself. And then when you get down and you feel like you're not as motivated, picking up your phone and seeing like what inspires you, keep your most inspirational photos like in that photo album or on your refrigerator, just something to keep you reminded on why you're doing what you're doing, and take it one day at a time, because it's all about just one day at a time. Nothing more than that. Just what can you do today, and it'll carry on to tomorrow.
Warren, I'm sure you probably have something to add in the diet and nutrition area, but I'm going to add another question to this, which has come in, which is, what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting?
I'll let you guys start with that one.
To each his own. I really feel like everyone's body works differently. So I think intermittent fasting can be beneficial. It definitely depends, though, on how you're breaking your fast, if you're hydrating properly. And there's a lot of key factors to that. I think it can be beneficial, though. It just really depends on the individual.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm not really a big fan. A lot of people have had really good success with that. As Jake and JT have alluded, it's all about portion controls throughout the day. That's the key ingredients right there, versus depriving yourself from the nutrients that your body actually needs. And indulging big meals at one time it gives you a big adverse effect. One of the challenges I'll challenge all the listeners is when you're having dinner, see during the state of your dinner, see if you can put your fork down 26 times during a meal and watch what happens. You will be able to eat a lot less, but feel satisfied with that, because the normal reaction for people is to constantly eat really quick. By the time the mind registers that you're full, you've intaked so much of these calories, right? So that really can help on a portion control standpoint too. It's very, very tough to do, by the way.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think also with the intermittent fasting, you really have to be precise with it. You can't. There's a lot of pieces to that, right? You got like a ketogenic diet, you got your macronutrient diet, where people start to break their fast and they step into these spaces. And I think that if you have a real strict plan, then it makes it a little bit easier. But if you're kind of freestyling and pulling all these different fads together, I think it could be really confusing and could contradict kind of your goal. So I think that having a strict guideline when it comes to intermittent fasting is going to be more beneficial than kind of trying to piece everything together and figure it out on your own.
And also giving yourself time to let that process happen. So if it is going to be intermittent fasting, give yourself 6 to 8 weeks. Let's see the benefits of it and sticking to it and committing to that. And that's a small goal that can be achievable.
Another question from the audience. Jake and JT, what exactly do you mean by natural state of energy? How do I know whether or not I am there?
Well, I think a natural state of energy, it can be something as simple as maybe, not drinking, not smoking, and not having coffee, and kind of get into your body's natural state of, how do I operate? How much energy do I have naturally? How much do I create through healthy habits, through exercise, through eating healthy, eliminating things that give us a boost of energy, and getting into that natural state and finding yourself physically on who you are. So eliminating a couple of things and replacing those eliminations with something positive, a positive habit, which can be more exercise, more running, more hiking, more walking, whatever it may be. But I think getting into that natural energy flow for your body to see how you recover, see what time, are you really tired at night? Or when you wake up first thing in the morning, do you really need coffee? So just questioning those things and seeing how is it when I balance my body out, and do I need these things? And so that's one thing that we practice with ourselves and with our clients is making sure that everyone's body is different, like Jake was saying. And so seeing the benefits of themselves on how you operate and what do you need in order to improve your high performance.
Warren, Robin has put a question in the chat, which I think is really interesting. And you mentioned your personal one-on-one trainer offerings. She says, what if you have a big fitness goal? I challenged myself this year by signing up to swim across the bay, but I have no idea how I'm going to do it. Can a trainer help?
100%. Actually, I have a trainer of mine that actually is a Iron Woman trainer who specifically has trained for that. It's about commitment, and it's about the desire of you wanting to stay consistent and let what we do take place, but absolutely can get you there. Again, like they were saying, the 3 things that you have to really focus on is your diet, your nutrition, your rest, and then your workout, right? You got to get that rest for recovery. But we absolutely can absolutely take care of sport-specific, goal-oriented individuals and get them to their success. And that's why one of these measuring tools that we have is we'll do that baseline assessment, and then we'll take it from there and then develop a whole roadmap for them.
Jake and JT, how about if somebody has a sport, they're a runner, they're a cyclist, is your program something that really, I would assume, enhances training for something else like that? Can you tell us about what some of your clients do in addition to working out with you?
Yeah, in addition, what complements our style of training is, obviously yoga, spin classes, different types of extra activities that you probably wouldn't be doing obviously in here, right? We do a lot of functional training. So what this is going to do is it's going to help prepare your body for anything. So if you want to enhance your sport or your performance, we keep everything very dynamic. So the body's always confused. It's always stabilizing the joints and ligaments. and also just promoting blood flow. And so, yeah, a lot of those type of running outside or biking, rowing, that all complements Pilates, complements what we do.
That's great. Let's see. Here's another question. Do you recommend supplements with your programs?
Yeah, we strongly recommend, taking a protein shake if you can, frequently throughout the day for recovery, especially if you're not able to get those nutrients in with food because maybe you may not have the time or the convenience. So having a protein shake for recovery is great for your body to kind of, start to replenish itself. It's all about recovery. Whoever recovers the fastest sees the improvements with their body. So, taking, obviously, get your vitamins from fruits and good natural sources as well. That's highly important, and making sure we're drinking enough water. Because without that water, our body can't digest and break down any supplement that we take. It's highly important that number one is drinking water. Our body's made of water. So when we digest food and when we have more water in our body, we digest food, we can absorb more of those nutrients as well. So making sure that we're getting our natural sources helps out with supplementation from fruits and vegetables and things along those lines. And we strongly recommend, if you're going to take a protein supplement, is a plant-based protein powder with a good natural source of energy.
Yeah. And Warren, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's fine.
Warren, I was just, you want to tell us about, does Club Evexia be offering some of those options? Food, drink? Yeah.
Yes. So we partnered up with Urban Remedy, a really nice local organic store that has a lot of smoothies, pre-packed protein shakes. But we also have a trainer here that is really knowledgeable on all supplementations. So you're going to have to be really careful with supplements, right? You have to have somebody that's really knowledgeable about it, because there's so many things on the shelves and there's so much bad ingredients in most of the supplementations that you take. So you have to get a very well dialed individual that can understand, one, that individual wants to take supplements and what the body type is, right? Of course. And two, what exactly is a proper supplement for them to take. So we'll definitely have a potpourri of recommendations, but we'll guide them to the right supplementation per person, per the exact needs.
Some more great questions coming in from the audience. This is a great one. How do you motivate your spouse or partner, or I suppose anyone else in your life, to work out? Any tips on what to say or what not to say?
I think just leading by example, taking the initiative, like really training yourself to know that this is for you, right? And ultimately it's going to bleed off to your spouse or your kids. And it's just showing them that that's what you do. You take care of yourself. You put yourself first, because ultimately if you invest in yourself, it's going to help feed others. And I think that just ultimately just being consistent and showing them that you're working and improving on yourself is going to reflect onto your partner.
Yeah, and I've been in the industry for 35 years. My wife, I've been married for 25 years. She wasn't as fitness oriented as I was, but it's all about the support. So if one person is into the fitness, it's about how do you treat it, how do you support that individual. And I think it goes back to the earlier thing I was talking about, is programming yourself, working together, starting your mental health, get up earlier, and then start programming your mindset around that. Whether it's getting up and going for a walk first, but you can't expect somebody to take them right into a gym. That's intimidating. People will just get turned off by that. So the support mechanism is going to be the key from one individual to their partner or their spouse. And then you develop a plan. If you can get into a facility like a Studio 30 or a Club Evexia, or Studio 30, they take the guesswork out of it. For us, it's a little bit more to it. But I think if they come in together, I love doing partner training. So you get them together and the trainers with the two, and they motivate each other, right? So you develop let's say the framework. Each individual is going to be different on how they react to the exercise, but you're working it together as a team. I think the measuring tool that we have, getting their baseline reading, is a very, very big eye opener on where their fitness level is, and then how you can get to their end result. And that's a roadmap we would put together for them.
Here's a question that I certainly wish we weren't still answering, but what is the situation with masks, Omicron, and safety? And obviously you'll both have some different answers with different spaces. So Jake and JT, since you're already open, you want to start with that?
Yeah, for sure. I think, what's most important, obviously, is boosting your immune system and controlling what you can control. And one is getting active, using your body weight, going for a run, going for, a hike, or, stepping into a class and letting them give you that space. Um, I mean, we just kind of have to pivot around this whole situation, and you got to really take care of yourself. And I think that's what the whole pandemic showed us is investing into yourself is the best thing that you can do. It's going to help keep you healthy. It's going to help you to recover faster, and it's ultimately going to help your body to break down and eliminate waste. And I think that that's the key factor to when it comes to everything that's going on in this world right now. Is just really invest into yourself.
And I think that as well, making sure people feel safe. So when people come into our studio, everything is sanitized and clean in between classes, in between workouts, making sure everyone is comfortable and spaced out. And this is highly important right now, especially with the virus going around. And so taking care of your health is number one, and making sure you're doing what you can is to keep a healthy environment. It's going to help out with that process.
Yeah, and like you said, exercise is medicine. You got to exercise. It builds your immune system. I mean, when we're sedentary, this is what's happening with this pandemic is we stop exercising, so our immune system is weakening up, and the littlest thing will trigger that. Now, in Club Evexia standpoint, since we're brand new, how we're overcoming this. It's actually on our website, on our main page at clubevexia.com. You'll see how we're handling it, but we went a little bit above and beyond our HVAC system for airflow circulation is number one. Number two, we're taking photocopies of every member of the vaccinations, and we're scanning it into the membership. So we have full autonomy of who is in our club and who is vaccinated. All of our staff has to show me proof of vaccination. We do the same thing. We actually converted some of these windows to slide open, so we have beautiful airflow through here. And then we have our outdoor space. We have these decks that are on the water, which is really powerful too. But hopefully the mask mandates will release supposed to on the 15th, and we can hopefully keep moving forward. But we're definitely cognizant of that for sure.
Do you have outdoor spaces for exercise?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have the ability to take our cycle or spin bikes, put them on the deck, do an outdoor class. We're going to have TRX straps outside for our members to use, and we'll be doing small group training on our decks as well.
And Warren, just a quick note, Robin did thank you for your tips and said that she's going to have to meet this Iron Woman.
Awesome. Yeah. If you're local, that's great. Come on in and we'll make the introduction. That's great.
And just a note that we will be we will send a follow-up email with a recording of today's event, along with website links to Club Evexia and Studio 30 websites. And also, while we're talking about it, do you want to mention, are there other ways to get in touch on social media or elsewhere that you both want to mention?
Yeah, for us, excuse me, we have a great Instagram page at Club Evexia. Definitely follow us on that. You'll see a lot of cool things. You can always email me personally, warren@clubevexia.com. I'm really adamant about returning emails. And then our website, clubevexia.com.
Yeah, for us,
on
Instagram. Our Instagram is at Studio 30 Marin. We have workouts on there. We post workouts of our classes. If you're local, come and try a workout out. You can see what we do. Like I said, we meet you where you're at. My Instagram is JTFit30.
Yeah, and I'm JakeFit30.
So follow us. We put fitness tips out and try to keep you motivated to reach your health and wellness goals.
Yeah, we also offer online workouts. We do one-on-one training and small private group training. So we will come to you. Those are just kind of the options that we have, and as well as classes, of course.
Great. So if you're elsewhere in the country, you can still work out with Jake and JT via Instagram.
Yeah, and also I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Studio30.com. We have our online platform. It's $99 a month. It's a full library of workouts that you can do anywhere from any device. You follow along with us. We talk you through the countdown. We got the music going on there, pumping. So it's a fun workout, cardio strength training. We'd love for you to try it out. You get the first 24 hours free.
Okay, we will make sure to include links to all of this in our follow-up email as well. And I see another question has just come in, and I know this is a big one. I'm a runner, and I'm terrible at doing things other than running. Someone has asked, will I see progress if I only do cardio, or should I add weightlifting? And I know what your answer is going to be, I think, if you both want to give us your input here. Warren, you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, so I did a thing for WebMD actually I'm not sure how old the viewer is, but it was women 50 and older relative to bodybuilding. Is it beneficial or is it not beneficial? And I'm going to tell you, resistance training for females is huge. I mean, you have to do it. You want to do it. It'll help your bone density, your ligament strength, and everything up. You'll see huge gains if you incorporate resistance training, functional training outside of just running. So highly recommend definitely digging into that. But, if you haven't done it, get with the trainer and understand movement first, because that's how people get hurt, right? You got to really understand the body and the movement, but definitely keep the resistance training going, or start it if you haven't.
Yeah, totally agree with Warren. I think you should start with your body weight. That's number one. You got to be able to do some push-ups, some squatting, some burpees for yourself. And that's a lot of movements that we do. A lot of functional movements with your own body weight is highly important. So if you're going to go for a run, maybe you start your run off with a plank for 2 minutes, go into some push-ups, hit some body squats, maybe 5 burpees, and just go into your run. Use that as a warm-up, and you can constantly do these things and get better at them. With moving your own body weight is super important, and adding resistance to it, that is strong resistance right there. Yeah.
And also, hitting strength training exercises is going to support your joints and your ligaments. So when we're constantly running, and depending on how long we're running for, it could start to potentially break down certain ligaments and joints. And also, when we're running straight consistently, we really need to work on lateral movements, opening up, twisting our hips. It's very important because, one, if you're running on hiking trails, you might step on a rock. You want to make sure that your ankles have nice stability. So doing strength training ultimately helps build stronger joints and muscle support. So I would definitely recommend picking up on some type of strength training if you really like cardio. It's just ultimately going to help enhance your cardio, and it's going to give you a lot more support and strength.
Yeah, and as a runner, your metabolism is probably really, really high. So the high intensity interval training is a really, really great way to exercise, which is multiple movements with very little break in between. Keeps the heart rate up, but you got the resistance, and you spend half the time doing it 30 minutes versus a 60-minute work on a treadmill. But high intensity interval training is a really powerful tool.
And a follow-up question here from the audience is, so if you're doing both cardio and weight training in the same day or in the same session, which should come first?
I definitely recommend strength training first. I think it allows your body to burn off all the carbohydrates, tap into your fat cells. Finishing off with cardio is ultimately going to help you burn more fat. Depending on how long each workout is, you might want to squeeze in a little bit of a protein shake or maybe a fruit smoothie just to help your body combat against any breakdown of muscle fibers. And so I think that doing some type of strength training first, 30 minutes, doing cardio for about an hour, I think that's going to give you a strong body.
Yeah, and then, one thing we focus on is doing both at the same time. So cardio strength training is what we use. So we do cardio followed by strength, followed by cardio, followed by strength for 30 minutes. So we're hitting both those areas for you. So you're working out your heart as well as your muscles and bones. So super important.
Well, we touched on this a little bit right at the beginning, but let's circle back to both your club and your studio are both in Mill Valley. And I think it's really wonderful to have all three of you on here together. And the fact that there are, these two places within the community, and there's something for the same person at both of your locations. You want to talk a little bit about that, about, being part of the fitness community in Mill Valley rather than being competitors?
Yeah, so it's so funny because my son is going to he'll be graduating. He's a pretty good football player. They won state championship this year. I'm actually going to bring my son to these gentlemen to do training because I think what they offer is perfect for the type of needs he needs. So I mean, from my standpoint, fitness, when we're sharing the love of what we do, there's so much out there, right? And everybody's different. So I embrace what they're doing. I want them here. I want to go, visit them. I mean, you can't get enough of their methodology of training versus what we do. So two different styles, but under one umbrella, if you will. So I think it's a very powerful tool to be collaborating as we do.
Yeah, totally agree with Warren. I think our community is needed for Club Evexia. I think it's a great complement to what we do and what's already here in the community. As you drive by, it's a beautiful facility. It's a great location. And then, so, making sure clients have more access to, maybe when they're not with us or they're at Club Evexia, doing some cardio, do some rehabilitation, do some yoga, whatever it is that keeps them healthy. So we're grateful to have them in our community, and hopefully we can just make this place a healthier place and spread more positive vibes.
That's right.
Definitely.
Well, at Make It Better Media Group, we always say a rising tide lifts all boats. So this mentality is exactly what this is what we see the most success from all the time, is lifting up everybody in the community. Right. We are about out of time, and I think we're going to wrap up here. But would either of you like to, or all three of you, like to add anything before we close out? And any last minute questions, drop them in real quick if you have any.
Yeah, just thank you for allowing Studio 30 and us to be here. We are excited about this, and we hope that we were able to help you listening reach your health and fitness goals. Stay committed this year. You matter. This matters. So making sure you can achieve these goals. It's important for you, and it's important to make this world a better place. So thank you for letting Studio 30 join you today.
Yeah, and if you need any extra support or help, please feel free to reach out to any one of us. We're here, we're available. This is what we do, and we love to help guide you in any process that we can help.
Agreed. Yeah, come if you're local, come visit all of us. Love to have you.
Great. And whether you're local or not, we will be sending this out with an email and ways to contact all three gentlemen and all of the details for the club and the studio. And if you have any follow-up questions, we'll make sure that you have the means to get in touch with them as well. So thank you to everyone for joining us this afternoon. And we hope that you will come back to us for future virtual events. And be sure to, if you haven't yet, sign up for our Better Letter. That's where we keep all the information coming about what's new within Make It Better Media Group, both Marin Magazine and Better in Chicago. So thanks, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.